One lazy afternoon, as I mindlessly scrolled through the Letgo app, my eyes caught something that made me pause. A listing for a high-end gaming laptop, completely free. A sleek black Alienware, the model I'd been drooling over for months but could never justify buying. The description simply said, "Works great, free for pickup. First come, first serve." The excitement surged as I stared at the screen, unable to believe that such an expensive piece of equipment could be offered without a price tag. My laptop was ancient, running on fumes, and it had become a regular punching bag during late-night gaming sessions. So seeing this shiny Alienware with zero price attached was like a dream. Without thinking twice, I hit, "Is the laptop really free? Where can I pick it up?" I expected a delay given that it seemed like an insanely good deal, but to my surprise, the seller, someone named Claudia, responded almost immediately. "Yep, it's free. Just come and grab it. First come, first serve though. Lots of interest." Naturally, this response set off a small alarm bell in my mind. Too good to be true. But still, free was free, right? But that's where I should have paused. I asked for the address, and instead of giving me one, she sent me coordinates. Who the hell sends coordinates instead of an actual address? I messaged her back. "Could you just send an address or a landmark near the location?" She responded, "Sorry, I'm off-grid, and this area doesn't really have any addresses. It's just easier if you follow the coordinates. Trust me, it's worth the trip. Just text me when you're on your way. I'll be waiting." A bit skeptical, I tried Googling the coordinates. Sure enough, it led to an area outside the city, pretty much in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by woods. That should have been my second red flag, but I thought to myself, maybe she's just one of those reclusive tech geniuses or someone who hates social interaction. I could relate to that. We agreed on a time, 7 p.m., which was just before sundown. I downloaded a GPS coordinates app, plugged in the location, and set off. About 30 minutes, and as I got closer, my surroundings became increasingly desolate. Trees lined both sides of the road, and there were no houses, no streetlights, nothing. Just a road, winding through dense woods. I was almost at the location, and my phone showed I was just a few hundred meters away, when I realized I couldn't drive any farther. The path ahead was blocked by a dense forest with no way through for my car. I pulled over onto the shoulder, staring at the tree line. I texted Claudia, "Hey, I'm parked near the coordinates, but it looks like I'd need to walk into the woods. Is that right?" She replied after a minute, "Yep, just a short walk through the woods. You'll see a clearing where I'll be waiting with the laptop." By this point, a nagging voice in my head told me to turn around. But I'd already driven this far, and the promise of that laptop kept pushing me forward. I decided to give it a shot. I grabbed my phone, stuffed my car keys in my pocket, and headed into the woods. The path wasn't clear that much. I had to walk carefully while looking at the phone. Also, I wasn't exactly dressed for a trek through the forest, but I figured it would only be a quick walk. The sun already dipped below the horizon, but I checked my phone, just 100 meters to go. But there was no clearing, nothing but more trees. I stopped and texted Claudia again. "I'm here, but I don't see any clearing." She didn't respond right away. I waited, trying to suppress the growing sense of unease. After a minute, my phone buzzed. "Oh, sorry, I just moved a bit farther into the woods. Keep going, you're almost there." That was it for me. Something wasn't right. I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I texted back, "It's getting dark, I think I'll just head back." Annoyance bubbled up and I muttered to myself, "Screw this," as I turned around and began heading back to the car. Each step I took through the dense undergrowth felt heavier, with the realization that this whole thing had probably been a waste of time. When I finally broke through the last line of trees, I was ready to toss this whole thing aside as a bad joke and go home. But the moment I saw the car, my heart just dropped. All 4 tires were slashed. I cursed under my breath, trying to calm the rising panic. Who did this? I approached the car cautiously, but when you think it couldn't get any worse, little did I know how wrong I was. Someone was inside. I could barely make out the shape of a figure slouched in the back seat, hiding. My body froze, adrenaline flooding my system. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but my legs felt locked in place. I slowly backed away, trying not to make a sound. The figure didn't move. I was quite far away from the car, and I don't think the person inside saw or heard me coming back from the woods. My heart pounded as I quickly texted Claudia, lying that I was still in the woods, trying to buy myself time. That's when I heard it. A notification sound coming from inside my own car. My blood ran cold. Slowly and cautiously, I crouched away from the car, barely daring to breathe. I dialed 911, whispering to the dispatcher, when suddenly I heard the unmistakable, the creak of the car door opening. Panic surged through me, and that's when I sprinted. I ran for what felt like an eternity. My legs burned, and the sound of my own breath was deafening. Finally, I saw the flashing lights of a police car approaching. The officer pulled over to quickly take us to my car. My heart was racing, and I felt a wave of relief wash over me as we drove back to my car. When we arrived, the police searched the area but found nothing. No one in the woods, no sign of the person who had fled. They took a report, noting the slashed tires and the odd text conversation I had with Claudia. I ended up having the car towed and my tires replaced. It took a while for my nerves to settle after that night, but what kept me awake for many nights afterward was the thought of that figure in my back seat. To this day, I never figured out who Claudia really was, or why they had set up such an elaborate trap. But I haven't been on Let Go since. Some free deals just aren't worth the cost.